Today I'm going to show you how to acclimate a dog to the pager function of an e-collar. This might sound easy, but it's actually a lot harder than you think. The reason is the dog doesn't know it's coming. I'm a human, I know this thing vibrates, so if I push the button, it's not going to surprise me or scare me. Once again, I know it's coming. The dog doesn't, so that's a really important part of this process. Holly has never seen this or used it before, so I'm going to show you absolutely everything. You're not going to miss a thing, and we're not going to edit this. So you're going to see absolutely everything from start to finish. If I mess up, you'll see that. If I say something dumb, we're going to leave it in. If my camera person trips and falls, we'll leave that in. My wife is running the camera today, so I won't laugh if that happens because I don't want to be murdered in my sleep tonight, and that's pretty important to me. But with Holly, I'm going to have her on a long line. Really, really important because when this thing vibrates, it could scare her, right? Like I said, she doesn't know it's coming. So this process, you can do this. So a question we get a lot is, what do you do first? Acclimate them to the stim function, which is actually the correction function, or the vibration. It just depends on the trainer. Do whatever your trainer says. You can do it either way. It doesn't really matter as long as you have a good plan. Now the start here, I don't know if you can hear it. I'll put it right by my mic. It's fairly loud and it vibrates. This is the Dogtra 280C, and the 280C has a pretty intense vibration. So what I'm gonna do is try to make this as easy as possible on the dog. So I've got some treats here. And what I wanna do is just get her used to this happening. And towards the end of the video, I'm gonna talk to you about why we use the pager function, how we use it, and of course, how not to use it. There's some ways you can really mess this up. But here, I want her to get used to this thing vibrating. I didn't see any fear out of her right there, but still we can use treats to make this a fun experience. So there, she's not reacting at all, which is great. So if she was nervous of this, I would just do more of this. So if she seemed really scared, you could even set this on the ground and let the dog smell it. You can push it there, let her check it out. Dogs are pretty tactile animals. They like to touch things, they like to smell. So she gets to see that right there. If she was terrified, I wouldn't be moving forward right now. If she was terrified, we could back up and make this even a little bit easier, use more treats, take more time. This doesn't have to be a one-day process. I expect it to be. I can't imagine this is going to take more than 10 minutes today, especially with how she's reacting to it. But don't get yourself in a rush. So she's seen this quite a few times right now. She's feeling pretty good about it. She's licking it because it tastes like treats. So now I'm going to put it on her. I'm not going to put it on tight. And if you've watched her other e-collar videos, you know e-collars need to be on very snug to work. But right now, I don't need it to quote unquote work, right? We're not trying to make contact because I'm not using the stim function. So I'm going to turn this down to 0, and that's important just in case you accidentally hit the wrong button. The last thing you'd want to do is correct a dog when they don't understand what's happening. So I've got the e-collar on. It's on very loose. She's felt it quite a few times. And now I'm just going to work on calling her with this e-collar on. And what I'll do is I will tell her, I'll say her name, and I will say come as I push the pager button. I'm going to make this really easy. The first one is going to be laughably easy. So I want her seeing these. Hey, Holly, come. Good girl. Yes, good girl. So there, the second I said come, I pushed the button and she felt the vibration. She was more focused on me and the treats, which is great. Holly, come. Good girl, Holly. Sit. Good girl. There you go. So that one was great. I'm watching the dog to see her reaction, to look for fear, to look for her ears going back or her doing one of these, like, what the heck just happened to me? And once again, even though the vibration shouldn't be scary, it can be. And it's not meant to be a penalty. A lot of people accidentally make it into a penalty though, which is the last thing we want to do. Holly, come. Good girl. Sit. Good. So once again, I'm saying Holly and then I'm saying come as I push the vibration. This is going really well. And now she's in training mode. She likes the treats. She likes the process, so she's following me. Holly, come. Good girl. Sit. Good. Good girl. So notice we're just a couple minutes in, and I'm not seeing any fear out of her. And this is pretty normal if you do it right. Holly, come. Good girl. Sit. Good. There you go. Free. So I'm going to let her be free for a second. Now, I mentioned at the start, there's some things that can go wrong. So some dogs are fearful, and if that's the case, you need to take this a lot slower. And you could spend 3 or 4 days just having the collar on the floor as you push the vibration function. That's okay. Holly. So there, I didn't say come. I just said her name to get her kind of back in scene away from the camera. Holly, come. Sit. Good girl. Now, a big mistake a lot of people make is they turn this into a penalty. So the pager is not meant to be a penalty. Notice I'm attaching it to the word come. It's supposed to be fun and exciting. What some people do is they'll use it like a threat or a warning. And so I see this a lot. They'll tell the dog, come, come, come. The dog's not doing it. And then they'll yell no and push the pager. Now your pager is a correction, right? Or an aversive, whatever you want to call it. It's serving the purpose of punishment, right? Or maybe some people will use it as negative reinforcement. So they'll call the dog's not listening, and they say come as they hold the vibration down, and when the dog starts coming, they take it off. And they do it kind of unintentionally, but then the pager is no longer a positive. It's no longer a fun thing. It's a correction. And corrections are not necessarily bad, but you need to know why you're using them and when you're using them. And in my opinion, the pager should never be a correction. It should always be a positive. Holly, come. Sit. Good girl. Good. Okay, she's doing great. So now this one, I'm gonna try not saying her name or saying the word come. I'm just gonna push the vibration and see what she does. And like I said earlier, this has never been on her before, so she might not do well, or she might have already learned. We'll see. Good girl, Holly. Sit. Good. So that was cool, right? After I don't know how many tries we did, 10 or 15, she felt the vibration and she came right away. I'll try it again here. So that time, not as good. So now I'm going to say, Holly, come. Good girl. Sit. Good. So that time her interest in the camera person outweighed the vibration, which is fine. I didn't tell her no, there was no correction, because this is so new to her. I'm certainly not going to correct her not coming when I haven't said the word. I'm going to try it again here. Holly, come. Sit. So not quite as good that time again. So I pushed the vibration, she didn't listen, so then I did call her, and then I pushed the vibration again. Holly, come. So this is the first time she's ignored. When a dog ignores, all I'm going to do is go to her and tell her, Holly, no. Hey, Holly, come, sit. So what we saw is she's into some really cool smell, right? Normal dog stuff, free. But there I gave her a little correction. All I did is back up and tell her, come, and then sit. You're free, Holly. So now I'm going to do another here. Holly, come, sit. Good girl. I'd love to get another of those awesome ones where she responded just to the vibration. I'm not going to cheat, though, and do it when she's looking at me and already walking towards me. Sit. Good girl. So that time, that was already a pretty easy one. She'd already turned towards me right when I pushed the vibration. Good. Free. And you might wonder about the treats. If you've watched a lot of our videos, generally with an adult dog like this, I'm not using very many treats. I usually save those for young puppies or dogs with fear issues or dogs that you can't motivate with praise. Here, I use treats for this part of the process because it really helps overcome the fear. We could stop right now. Of course, she's not scared whatsoever, but there's nothing wrong with continuing to use them for this session. But that's the reason we're using it today. Holly, come. Good girl. Sit. So there I tried with the vibration and it didn't work that time. There's kids playing soccer about, 50 yards away. Free. And she was intrigued by them. Good girl, Holly. Sit. Good. Good job. I would love to end on a good note like that. I'm going to do another one here. I'd like to get a couple of great ones in a row. Good girl, Holly. Sit. Good job, little dog. There you go. Good. Free. Good girl. There you go. So that is it. That's how you acclimate to the vibration. So all she's learning, feel the vibration, that means come. What's awesome about these dog trick collars is they are good to 3/4 of a mile. I don't trust them really, that far, but a couple thousand feet pretty easily. So the dog can be running. Once they learn it and they're really good at it, you push the vibration. Even if they can't hear you, they'll come back to you. When you do this, make sure you work hard at it. Don't just slap it on the dog and hope for the best. I've seen a lot of dogs develop fear issues. You can fix it, but the problem is you've now... Holly, hey, Holly. We have a dog back there. Holly, hey. That surprised us coming out of the woods. Now, This would be a whole separate video to fix this. The best thing we could do would be to heel. Holly, hey, leave it. Holly, leave it. So here, I'm just trying to turn her and kind of break her focus. And I promised you I'm not going to edit this, so all this is staying in the video. If I can't break it in just a moment here, I'm going to start walking and tell her heel and calm her down. We could also let her go and start working an off-leash come, but the problem with that would be it's not time to use the e-collar because she's not acclimated to it, so we would just be using the long line. So don't get out over your skis on this. Don't use a e-collar and feel like, hey, I put 10 minutes in, my dog is great, now I can use the stim function. That's a whole nother ball of wax. So when you do that, watch our other video on how to acclimate a dog to the stim function. It's even more important than how you do this. If you have questions, definitely reach out. We'd love to help you.